Hey, besties, we're getting there. Only 5 more days after today, because today is day 20. So let's grab our day 20, and it is called Mr. Bingle. I don't know who Mr. Bingle is. Another moment for the packaging. Very minimalist, very lovely. So here is our fiber. It is just like a nice, creamy, shiny white. And I know nothing about Mr. Bingle. So let's grab our book and have a read. Again, just the packaging on this is top tier. All right, so Mr. Bingle is 50% caramel, 25% lonk, and 25% lotus. And here we go. It is quite likely that you haven't heard of Mr. Bingle unless you live in New Orleans or possibly Louisiana. We found him interesting and definitely not slightly creepy. Mr. Bingle's slightly creepy. Mr. Bingle is an anthropomorphic personification snowman who appeared in the window of Maison Blanc department store in Christmas 1947. He even had his own jingle that played outside the store. According to Maison Blanche, he was just a normal snowman until Santa needed an extra helper and used his magic to give him holly wings as well as proper arms and legs. We decided to focus on the texture and handle of this blend and make something that could be used alongside other fibers or dyed, depending on what takes your fancy. We know what takes my fancy. The main blend is Cormo, as we wanted something soft to kick us off. Cormo is a wonderful fiber, as it has good bounce and handle without being too scratchy. To add some substance and strength, we used Lonk, a fiber which, much like Mr. Bingle, isn't that well known. Finally, we decided that we needed to add a little bit of sheen to a very matte blend. And this came in the form of lotus fiber, long stapled with a light sheen to help lift the blend. It will also take dye differently to the rest of the fibers in the blend if you decide to go down that route. Like there's even a question. We're going to the kitchen. Off we go. Let the games begin. We have our pot. We're going to add our citric acid. As usual, I'm going to use a metric ton. And some boiling water. Okay. Now I'm kind of excited about this because lotus is a plant fiber and it probably won't take up the acid dyes, or at least it won't take up the acid dyes as well as the caramel and what was the other one? Shetland? I can't remember. And again, we're going to work with our country classic dyes because I want to get these used up. So we have mustard, mahogany, and pumpkin, pine green, and avocado, then cherry and ripe tomato. These cherry and ripe tomato are about the same. I think we used ripe tomato last time. We're going to use cherry from there. Avocado. Let's have a look. Oh, there's not much in there. So why don't we use up the last of that avocado? What Tay? Here's mustard. Mahogany. They're all very close in color. And pumpkin. I think pumpkin's the orangest, so we're going to use that one. So for this batch, we're using cherry, pumpkin, and avocado. So the same kind of colorways we used in the other braid, just a little different. All right, let me grab the fiber. So I pre-soaked this, and I just kind of went back and forth in the pot. So just get that to open up a bit there. Okay, and we're going to use a little bit of black in there. We're going to use much less dye this time. This is what I love about when you wet fiber and reactivate the crimp. It just goes boing. It's awesome. All right. Focus. Focus is not my strong suit. All right, let me grab a spoon. And we're going to start with avocado. Oh, well, we didn't need a spoon for this because we're just going to use up the last of this. There we go. Just add a little bit of water to that. Shake it up. Get the last of that dye out of there. And some of it on me. There we go. Bye-bye. Oof. Oh, look, it's speckled. Hey. Well, I'm going to push that down. There we go. Get that over to the side. All right. The next, we're going to put pumpkin. And we're just going to start with a little bit. And then we're going to mix that in. Get it down to the sides. It's a very orange pumpkin. And I know it kind of took over here, but that's okay because it's going to blend with the cherry to make a nice peach. At least I think it will. We'll find out. Might turn into a shit show. Who knows? All right. And then the cherry. Oh. So much for sprinkling. It just kind of plopped right out of that spoon. All right. Let's just bring that out into the pumpkin more. Get it all the way down. Oh, yeah. I'm really liking these pinks with that orange. It's just turning out so beautifully. But what happens if we get a little bit of this pink into the green? Does it just make a brown? It does kind of look like it's just making a brown, but I don't hate it. All right. Make sure we got color all the way down. Yep. 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 All right. So I don't know that that needs to be heated. I think I'm just going to let it sit and cool on its own. And we will come back and see how it looks. I'm kind of actually digging this brownie color over here that came from mixing the pink with the green. It's kind of looking pretty. Actually, the whole thing's kind of looking pretty. Although we don't have much of the pumpkin left. The pink is pretty much taking it over, but it makes that really nice peachy shade, so I'm not mad about it. All right, I'm going to let this cool, and we'll come back and check on it later. And when you do this with your fiber, like I'm just opening it sideways, that just loosens it up so that it'll draft past each other so you can then pull off your chunks. See? Because if you just try to pull off your chunk, it's just gonna, and it'll go wherever it wants. You want to split it where you want it to split. So just open it up where you want it to split. And I actually want to go on an angle here, so I'm gonna open it down on an angle. Let me turn a little bit more so you can see a little more of what I'm doing. Okay, so I have opened it diagonally like that. So theoretically, when I pull, it'll split where I opened it up. Now, what I want to do is take these, make one ply, and I'm going to split this one in half. And this will be a ply. And are we ready for this? I'm going to do a 3-ply, and this will be a ply. And then we're going to ply them all together. And we're going to see what we end up with. It's so fluffy. This is so springy. This is one of those yarn or one of those fibers that when you set the twist, it's going to be go from being like a really long skein, and it's just going to go whoop, and be really short and springy. So springy. So let's get spinning. And we're done. I am so excited. I just left it on the Nitty Naughty because you can see it really well. Look how pretty that is. A nice round 3-ply and that one strand of color going through, and then occasionally it lines up with the other two. This is so pretty. I'm very, very happy with it. It's not even that overspun. Look at I dared to die and it turned out all right. This was just, I had 2 plies that were longer, so I just 2-plied them, and then I still had a little bit left over, so I chain plied that. So that's like the not 3 plies. And even they look pretty cool. But this, I am so happy with this. This turned out so pretty. And there's like a nice sheen to it. For such a plump fiber like Cormo, usually doesn't reflect light very much. So that has to be coming from the Lonk and the Lotus, I think. But it's got this very subtle sheen. I'm trying to get it to focus. I don't know if you can see it, but it does have a little bit of a shine to it. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's so pretty. So that's day 20. Mr. Bingle. Dare to Die, I did, and I loved it. Day 20. Yeah. In the bag. Look at, even just spilling out of the bag, it's pretty. I know I'm very self-satisfied right now. But it turned out to be everything I had hoped for. So I'm going to be a little smug and enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully you'll turn in tomorrow for today. Yeah. Tune in tomorrow for day 21 and the end of week 3 of our Advent. You know what that means. There's only one more week left, and it's just a 5-day week. No, 4-day week. 4-day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, only 4 days left. Yeah, 21 days minus. Yeah. So tomorrow, end of week 3, and then we'll be on to week number 4, and then that'll be the end of our Advent. But we'll still get all kinds of joy out of this when we start the weaving. I am just a babbling mess today. So thanks for joining me, guys, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!